Hello. Today's May 8th, 2024. Today there's kind of just a whole bunch of things running through my mind that somehow loosely connect. So let's talk about pragmatism first. Um, a lot of the times we think about pragmatic as like the simple way to do things, not very complex. And so, in terms of its place in philosophy, especially pertaining to the problem of induction, dealing with skepticism, external world skepticism. The pragmatic response to all that is, well, even if skepticism or induction isn't going to lead us to the truth 100% of the time, the pragmatic response, of course, is we think that this is the best option we have, right? And so we use induction anyways. I don't know, that's a very sort of pragmatic, ironically, way of putting things, but in that way, like, I'm fine with people who choose to believe that. If you don't already know, like, I am a person that's extremely worried about Hume's problem of induction, but in that regard, as opposed to just considering Hume like verifiably wrong, I think it can work. And that was kind of what was brought up in one of my classes today. And it just got me thinking. I don't know how it necessarily connects to the pragmatism, but like, in terms of clarity, I think you can sort of just like set your brain to like factory settings, almost reset your brain to factory settings, in the way of, okay, I can look at the world and observe things from an extremely deep philosophical lens, or I can be pragmatic about it and take things on the surface level. Because at the end of the day, like, if someone calls you out for doing that, I think they've got their thumbs way too far up their asses, to be perfectly blunt. And so, that's sort of what I've done in like the past 2 hours or so, is just take a look at some things in my life on a surface level approach, and I've found some clarity in some ways, in the sense of, okay, I'm now officially going to be on my own, but I've already known what it's like to be not on my own in terms of like living with family. And so from that perspective, it's just like, it's pretty black and white, and it's time for a new chapter, as opposed to like, what's the meaning of this? You know what I'm saying? And then, I think it just sort of allows us to peel back the veil, almost, in some ways, and say, okay, I've gotten to look at things in this way, this really pragmatic, clarity-filled way, if you want to put it that way. And so, I can take that, because it's almost like a lived experience. I've known what it's like to be single, and I've known what it's like to be taken in a relationship. And when I think about my relationship, I can use my pragmatic experiences and thoughts from the surface level, as opposed to like asking questions. Okay, if they think this way, are we truly in love, and all of that? I can use my pragmatic experiences and thoughts to just highlight key black and white distinctions between things like being single and not being single. I don't know. I hope that makes some sort of sense. I don't necessarily think that pragmatism like entails clarity 100% of the time, because I do think that clarity can be found through complex, deep, rigorous thinking. But in this way, I do think clarity can sort of come out of pragmatism. I don't know how I made the connection in my mind, but I guess it doesn't really matter because it got me thinking about it. So there's my little mini essay for the day, as per. In terms of what's happened so far, very typical Wednesday. Just gone to class so far. I've been seeing one of my friends more and more on campus, so we got to talk, and that's really, really nice because I used to not see him. And so now I'm on a break, and I'll be going to class to talk about Yemen and what should the UN do about it with the Houthis and all that. So that should be interesting. That is a much different realm than skepticism, but both of them are my cup of tea for the most part. So yeah, I also now that I just got done with chewing some neurogum, some energy and focus and neurogum, it's on the forefront of my mind. I got reeled in by Instagram advertisement, which is like profoundly good, and it's scary, but I got reeled in by it, and I bought some neurogum because it's got a clip of like Joe Rogan talking about it. And no matter your thoughts on Joe Rogan, I do think that from a supplement and pharmacological standpoint, I think he's a actually pretty decent source. And I agree with a lot of what he has to say on like the regulation of drugs and whatnot. So I tried it out. It got me Instagram, and it's pretty good. I recommend it. Which that shows Neurogum's word of mouth stuff right now is really, really effective. But it has given me quite a big boost from my initial caffeine take this morning. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still feeling similar to what I discussed yesterday with just the rapid nature of life and not really being able to think about it. So maybe that's why my conscious is sort of like just think pragmatically instead. But maybe even sometimes it's necessary to do it, just to sort of push through. I don't know. I've thought about it some more, and it's sort of like my insistence and like eagerness for these last few weeks of school to be done has prevented me from being able to enjoy them in some regards. Especially with the classes that I don't like, where it's like a challenge to enjoy it. It really makes those things quite difficult to enjoy and also work as well. I haven't felt any sort of fulfillment from work over the last week or so, and I think it's sort of a byproduct of me just wanting to fast forward these next few weeks. Well, now it's like a week, so yeah, I'm trying to reel that in and stop it, cut it out. It's probably what I should have led the video off with, because I think that's a bit more of a practical benefit for everyone. But hey, if you stuck around, maybe you caught that little gem. Not that I get to define my own thoughts as gems, but anyways, yeah, that's probably where I'll leave it. I hope you're having a good day. I'm feeling all right, and yeah, trying to close the week off strong. One of my friends is back from school, so all my friends will be getting together at some point this weekend, so it's kind of what I've got to look forward to. And the fact that I have Mother's Day off, so I won't be working a Sunday for like the first time in 2-3 months, so that's very nice. But yeah, peace and love.